We should be good to go. I think we're live. Let me double check. Oh yeah, we're live for sure. What's up, everyone? Today is an exciting day. I actually might even put on the sunglasses today. It's getting hot in Veve. Got Wolverine dropping. I haven't changed the lights in the background to be Wolverine colors. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I can change the light, or like the lights that flicker up and down in the background here. So I'm stoked, dude. I am so glad they actually announced the mask and all that stuff. I kind of feeling they were gonna bait us a bit with like the face and all that stuff, and I thought that was it. And some people had ideas about the animation, but I think they did a fantastic job on this, and I think them announcing the mask and like the shank and the whole thing, that it just makes it that much more valuable. But we'll go ahead and jump in the chat here. Actually, I gotta update this. Give me 1 second. How's everyone doing? Is this gonna work? There we go. Pasternak was first. Thank you, sir, for stopping by. I'm so lost on how to price this Wolverine drop. This is going to be like FA Hulk, or will it be over 300 like MC is saying? I think it's going to do much better than Hulk, in my opinion. The mints are low enough. They're not miles low, but they're low enough. And even though there's going to be more drops and stuff like that in the future, I think the animation on this is infinitely better. It looks better. The animation's infinitely better than Hulk's, in my opinion. And obviously there's just there's a huge fan base for Hulk too, but like there's a very niche, not very niche, but it's like there's a huge fan base for Wolverine as well. So it's Slider, let's go. First like, let's go, Ham Moon, appreciate that. Bobby Green, we'll be listening to you in the background at work. I can't think of a better day at work. Oh, that's nice of you to say. Thanks, Bobby Green, I appreciate it. Yeah, dude, we're gonna be hanging out. We're gonna talk about some Veve stuff, not just Wolverine. Of course, that's like the highlight, but there's a lot of other stuff going on that I want to pay attention to and kind of let you guys know of what's going on here. So D, one and only D, the Bat Eater. That's what I heard. That's her superhero powers. Pasternak, Slider, yeah, thanks for stopping by. What up? He says, I think, let me see here. Did I miss something? The real Randy Chavez. Thank you so much, dude, for the $2. Digital Vibes. Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. Dude, I'm excited to, I heard you're visiting. I'll message. I saw messages and stuff like that. So I definitely want to see you when you visit, dude. Really appreciate you with the donation. So I don't know why it didn't show up on the screen. I think I have to be in this vision to see it. But D says, I think and hope that it'll be higher than what the Hulk ended up being. I personally feel like that more people in the community like Wolverine more than Hulk, but maybe I'm biased. I mean, we're all biased. So you gotta, you know, none of us are the professional when it comes to any of this kind of stuff. So, but I do think Wolverine's gonna do very well. Price prediction, I have no idea. I mean, we can look at some other similar collectibles like Hulk. I don't know. It's weird because it's I don't think it's on the same animation level as like obviously Iron Man or something like that, but I would say Wolverine is a top like 10 for animation. It's not the best one like Iron Man, but it's up there. I think they did a fantastic job with it. So we'll see. Let's see here. Ew. But I'm stoked. We'll look at Wolverine. We'll look at the animation, all kinds of stuff. So, there it goes. Okay. Oh wow, my chat was way behind. Now it finally caught up. Okay. Slater says, "Hey, yeah, I think it will do better than Hulk, just with four more drops coming, and there'll probably be less additions on a couple of it. Might make this one go for less. Hard to say." Yeah, I think obviously this would go for more if they just didn't announce anything. They just said, "Hey, this is a solo drop for now," and that was it. I do think the 50% reservation for MCP is very interesting. Obviously, they do want whales dumping some. This is definitely an MCP dump type of drop or collectible. Let me just switch to here so you guys can actually see like what's going on or what we're talking about. They definitely baited us with the Wolverine face. At first, I wasn't a huge fan of the face. It does look, maybe it's just the angle, because the angle doesn't look, if you actually lower the camera a bit and you can actually see his eyes, it actually looks very good, but like, it just looked weird, and yeah, honestly just kind of looked a bit constipated with him just like making that face. But the mask definitely makes it to a whole nother level. So I think this is going to do better than Hulk. It's hard to say, but looking at like other collectibles that are like less popular, not even like a Marvel IP, obviously much less mints, like this is an easy, like this is going to be a grail in my opinion. Like Wolverine is just too popular to not be. I mean, I think he's the top 5 most popular characters in Marvel. So it's like Spider-Man, Iron Man, whatever, and then like Wolverine is up there as well. And then like Deadpool. The nice thing is Wolverine's been around long enough, like in the comic book community, to have like a huge fan base. People spend a lot of money, all that stuff. Deadpool's kind of the same. Deadpool's almost like too new in a weird way. But I could be completely wrong. I honestly don't like that it's 5 total drops. I would have preferred 1 or more at most. Sorry, 1 or at the most 3 at the same time, like Miles. But then again, just giving my opinion. No, I'm not a huge fan of this, like this long series of just like drops of like, here's a version of this, here's a version of that. But I think we have to remember, and sometimes I forget this, is that the platform is designed for collectors, right? Not all of it is just profit driven. Like, hey, just give us low mint Wolverine, give us a couple variations, because that's perfect for, you know, collecting or investing or whatever like that. But people are going to want different variations of Wolverine. So I think it's a bit of both. So I think it's too much to give like all 5 versions of Wolverine right now, or it'd feel a little bit weird if we did like 5 versions of Wolverine over the course of like a year or two. Like if they really spread it out like every 6 months, I think that'd be a little weird. I think it's fine. I'm just curious. The other drops, they're definitely gonna have to lower the mints a lot in order to even be somewhat competitive with the other ones. I think they're all gonna do well. I think all the Wolverines are gonna sell out depending on the mint size and what it is, but hope you're doing well. Adro is super pumped, dude. So am I. I'm pumped from this drop. Classic outfit, everything, mask. Again, Randy, thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate it. I'm good, thanks. I've been extremely busy the past 2 weeks with everything. I figured. Picked up AF15 common mint 250, or sorry, 292 for 749, sub 300. Let's go, dude. That's huge. Yeah, there's not very many, obviously and there's not very many 3-digit mints, let alone one that low, right? Like sub 300. So that's a good pickup. Congrats on that. Gonna be hopping on WebV Space. Have a great stream. Take care, y'all. Thanks, vibes. Oh yeah, I'd been meaning to catch a WebV Wednesday one of these days. I think I went to one like a long time ago, and I know it's a ton of fun from what I've heard. I just need to make the time to go in there. I just don't spend a lot of time in spaces, to be frank. Usually I'm on just YouTube or doing something else entirely. Hoping this is the only FA Wolverine. It should be, based on the rules that like Veve has laid out, the way that the Hulk drop ended up going and some other things. As long as they just, this is the FA and the rest are not FA, but they're just different variations, that's completely fine. Obviously, I think this one's going to do the best, in my opinion. Like, even if we look at the other Hulks, see, we're already jumping around here. I'm curious to see if Green Hulk is actually outperforming the other 4, technically 5 at this point. Collectibles. Gonna show a She-Hulk, but oh yeah, we forgot Marvel Mighty Hulk. Yeah, as of right now, the best Hulk, the best performing Hulk is just the normal animated FA. Yeah, 5,000 mints. Was it 5,000? No, 4,444. So, followed by, wow, actually Gray Hulk is the next highest, followed by these other ones. So, I do think Wolverine's going to perform better than these like other Hulks for the most part, but you just can't go wrong with FA. Like FA, I think people are going to go pretty hard on this one. I mean, I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna spend at least 100,000 MCP points on this drop, like minimum, because I want to secure one and I don't want to deal with not having it. And I could probably come up with enough liquidity to buy like a couple more in the aftermarket if I really wanted to, but I'd rather not. I'd rather just get it on the drop. Ellen Bat says, set vibes going all in for Wolverine, even thinking about selling some of my Vaders too. Wow. Yeah, there's some people going in pretty hard on this drop. I've already sold a few Stormtroopers as well. I think I had 11 at one point. I sold 2 weeks ago before they even announced Wolverine, and I sold I think a few more recently just to have some extra gems to kind of have available. And this is why I got Stormtroopers, is so I knew they're going to do well, and I wanted to sell them off as needed to buy things I do want, like Wolverine. So we'll see. My only thing is, like, am I going all in on MCP points, or am I using the majority of it and saving a little bit for something else? I would hate to be just short, like, you know, put up, let's just say 100,000 points, and the cutoff was like 110 or something like that. I'm like, oh, if I just did a little bit more MCP points, I could have secured one for 50. We'll see. We'll see. Damien on a rim. I assume this is a rim. What are your thoughts about the drop format for Wolverine? Were you hoping for a drop like Luke or Miles? I wanted I think it'd be cool to have 3 variants, or like the 3 rarity version like Miles. I mostly wanted the Miles like scarcity. But then again, how many people are going to get it? And the game is completely different now with MCP points and bidding. So it's like immediately 50% of the points are going to be reserved for whales, or at least people that have accumulated a lot of MCP points, right? So I'm curious how that'll play out. I think this is fine. This is the next best thing, in my opinion. Like, relatively low mint, single drop, classic look, mask, claw sounds, everything. It has everything going for it. So I really, really like it. Interesting they're using this Wolverine. This is from one of the comics that they have on Veve. I'm trying to remember which comic this is. This like picture of Wolverine right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm trying to remember which comic had that cover, but this is apparently the picture they're using for it. So double cool. Thanks so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Olympus, I like Star Wars, but not as much as Wolverine. Same. There's a lot of IPs I love, but Wolverine is definitely a top one for me. So, and again, so remaining editions, a little over, let's just call it 3,100. There's 3,100 editions of this. Interesting. We're on season 7. You know what? Kind of a random thought. Does Veve ever like update or tell us when there's actually going to be like a season change? Because now we're on season 7, and I joined Veve during season 3, I believe, because that was like when the golden moments happened. I feel like Veve used to make a bigger deal of like when seasons were like beginning and ending, but now it just seems like, all right, we're just going and like, oh, this drop is season 7. I don't even know when season 7 started. It almost has me curious, like when the season changed. Because like I said, I feel like Veve used to make a bigger deal of it. I remember they used to tweet like, oh, season 4 is over, like season 5 starts, whatever. Were these Stormtroopers season 7? That's the question. Yes. Okay. We'll go back a bit further. We're going to narrow this down. Let's go to Blade. Still season 7. What about this Stormtrooper? Or the, yeah, so it's been season 7 for a little bit, it seems. What about this Marvel Mighties? Still season 7. Okay. So it's been season 7 for a while. How long do seasons last? I mean, I'm looking at like... interesting. Comics don't show a season. That's interesting. Yeah, dude, it's been season 7 for like... Is it every 6 months there's a new season? Look at Hawkeye. Sorry, I'm spending too much time on this. Yeah, I mean, it's been season 7 for like 6 months or something, so... Deadpool SR is like 1K and not doing so well. Yeah, it's just kind of a product of its time, right? High mints, a lot of variations. Unless it's Miles Morales like level or like Luke Skywalker level of mints for the most part. I do think having a lot of FAs of the same drop and then them being various price points, you know, like in this case, like Wolverine, like if you want a Wolverine FA, there's one rarity and you have to pay the price no matter what. It's not like Thor where you can grab a common for 10 gems, or even now it's like you can get an uncommon for like 6 or 7 gems. So it's like I still have an FA Thor, but I only have to pay 7 or 8 gems. Unlike Miles, where if you want to buy a Miles, if you want FA Miles Morales, the cheapest you're going to get it is what, 300 something gems? Yeah, 350 for Miles. So that's the cheapest that you can get it, because of the scarcity. But if we look at, like I said, Thor, the nice thing is that because there's multiple rarities, you're not forced into buying like the ultra rare version. Like you can buy the common or the uncommon for super cheap. Like I think the uncommon, yeah, it's less than 5 gems for an FA Thor. So any idea what any idea what one bronze ticket is for MCP points, and if we cash some of it in, will affect the airdrop? Thanks. Thanks. Is it Fogue? From what I've heard, or at least in the MCP article, let's see if I can pull it up. I could have sworn Veve talked about, I think it's like 15 points per ticket, and like a lot of people got hundreds of tickets. Like I actually ended up getting, I think it was like 200 and something, like 220 something tickets or something like that. Because before it almost sounded like when they were initially talking about OUP, it almost sounded like people were getting anywhere between like 1 to 5 tickets, like not very many. And if you like maxed out your OMI amount, right, you would get like a gold, a silver, like a bronze ticket. But then they kind of just stopped talking about silver and gold tickets. Now it's just bronze. And now instead of getting like 5 tickets, now you're getting like hundreds of tickets. Honestly, converting it to points does not seem worth it at all whatsoever. I'm trying to find the article where they talk about MCP point. It's kind of hard because they talked about it a long time ago, probably a few weeks ago, you know, and Veve tweets multiple times a day. So, but I could have sworn it was something like 15 or 25 points per day, or 15 to 25 points per ticket, which, to be honest, I mean, you can get 25 points per day by just clicking like and putting up one post like on the feed. Like you can get that many points in a day. So why spend gold, you know, bronze tickets, right? So yeah, I'm trying to find, Veve did an article about it. Let's see, it was some time ago. Omi Rewards season 2. I think this is it. I might have found it. 2 burn. Okay, there's no word burn in there. Okay, here it is. I think I found it. All right, can you see that? Kind of hard to see. Let's see. Redeeming bronze. Redeeming 1 bronze ticket is currently worth 15 MCP points. But as participants redeem more tickets, they'll redeem, or they'll earn less MCP per ticket in a single redemption. So as an example, 50 tickets will result in an average of 12.25 MCP points per ticket. It's not worth it at all whatsoever to burn the bronze tickets. I'd rather keep them from crafting and other stuff rather than getting an unlimited, like the points are unlimited, right? Like you like stuff, you buy, whatever, like points can be just fabricated out of thin air. So I'd rather not burn a temporary resource like bronze tickets that you only get every 3 months and get something that you could just get on the daily by just doing daily stuff on the app. Like it just does not seem worth it in my opinion. So unless they like increase these amounts by like times 10, to be honest, like I'd maybe do it if they increase these amounts by times 10, but right now it's just not worth it. So yeah, I kind of hope that answers your question, and I'll link this article too in the chat so you can check it out. All right, I'm gonna double time it through chat so you can see what's going on. so I can kind of catch up. Ellen Betts, I think they're going to drop X-23 as well, since she was Wolverine for some of the time in the comics too. True. Drilla, I'm predicting con exclusive Mighty Wolverine at San Diego Comic-Con. Probably. I think usually we've gotten some sort of Mighty, right? For each con. Did we get one for New York Comic-Con? I thought we got something else instead. I thought we got Magneto and Professor Xavier instead for San Diego, or not San Diego, New York Comic-Con. Yeah, there wasn't any Marvel Mighties for New York Comic-Con, but there was Professor X and Magneto. You know, it was a lot of the like cell shading comic book characters there. So we could do it. I like that call. Con exclusive Marvel Mighty Wolverine. I like that. I actually would, now that we're getting the FA, like I would totally buy the Marvel Mighty Wolverine. West says sentiment in Veve and Omi extremely low. Wolverine might be around drop price after market and below 100 gems. If that's true, I'm gonna buy like 10 of them. If that's the case, like if they're that low, like I'll just buy. Like it's unquestionable whether how popular Wolverine's gonna do. I mean, if it's below 100, I mean, let's take a look here. I will say, like, sentiment is low. I agree, mostly because crypto is doing so well. So it's not like Veve's doing bad. It's just other things are doing better than Veve. Either other platforms, more drop. You know, people are kind of getting excited about crafting all that stuff on what's it called? On like Candy. Other platforms are doing announcements and airdrops and staking and this and that, and like crypto's doing super well. So in my opinion, I don't think like Veve's doing anything bad. It's just like, to be frank, there's kind of better opportunities elsewhere, at least like in like the medium to like long term, right? Or even like in the short term, right? Like that's what I've been doing. I've been investing a good chunk of my money in like crypto versus Veve, because I know, you know, a lot of crypto could do anywhere between a 5, 10, whatever X, depending on what you invest in over the next like year, right? But for Veve, could you really see Walt doing a 10x going up to, you know, $30,000 or, you know, $20,000 over the next year and a half? Probably not, unless we somehow get another like 100,000 users on Veve. Other than that, I'm not sure. But I get what you mean, Wes. I don't think, yeah, if this was back in the heyday, or if this was like 2 years ago we did Wolverine, yeah, this thing would crush. Wolverine would be over 1,000 gems. It would be insane. So I think 100 gems is a little low, and it being next to box price. If it is, I'll buy 10 of them if they're next to a box price or more. Pink Panther 100k MCP points, more like 200k. It could be that way. We will see. That's why I said 100k is like the minimum I would put in. Slider, am I only doing 50 to 75k for this drop? I'm saving a decent amount for the comic Hulk 181, so I might not get it, but I'm okay. I'd rather have the comic, but that's just me as a comic book head. No, I mean, that's a strategy too, right? No, honestly, I didn't even think about that. I'm like, you know what? If we're getting Wolverine collectible, we're probably getting the comic, I would assume at least some point this year, maybe during Comic-Con. You know, we could get Wolverine, like the Wolverine comic during Comic-Con. We could. Yeah, I'd rather have the comic book, have the comic, both, really. I think I would agree. I would rather have the comic, but because I lack object permanence, I just see the collectible and that's what's FA. I'm just going to grab it, you know. It's pretty rare that I go, like, I'm this excited for like a collectible. I'm much more into the comics. I agree with you guys on that, but I think the collectible just has everything going for it, in my opinion. And like the low mints too, relatively low mints, 3,000 versus the comic, which will probably have 10,000 minimum. So we'll see. I don't think you'll need 100k MCP points to get this drop. 1,500 people bidding, MCP will get it. Yeah, so it is a lot of people, I will say that. Overall, like 1,500 people getting this is quite a few, but I do think people are going to bid more than normal. BB Wills says, I won't use my MCP until 5 years have passed by. Interesting. Is there like a certain drop or like collectible you're waiting for, Veve wheels? Because I feel like for me, like the whole, I would say the whole point, but like ever since they did the whole MCP points, all that stuff, I'm like, I kind of thought to myself, I'm like, all right, what drops would I want to spend my MCP points for? And one of them is easily Wolverine. There's probably a few others. I'm talking like actually use a significant amount of MCP points, not like 10,000, 20,000. I'm talking like you're spending 6 figures on the collectible drop, right? Or like MCP points. So yeah, 15 MCP, you are right. I may cash in a few, but I don't want it to affect my second airdrop. I'd assume the snapshot is done. I would assume so too, but to be honest, at these amounts, I have zero. I don't need to. I don't really care to like burn it for MCP points. So yeah, they really did hurt the cash in value. 15 seems way too low. Yeah, like I said, I would maybe do it if it gave you 150 points per ticket, because at least 150 points, you know, that's for some people, if we're talking like, because I think you can get 20 or 25 points per day by just interacting with the app, you know, like something, buy, whatever, you get points that way. So at least I think if it's 25 a day, it's like, okay, if you burn 1 bronze ticket, that's almost like a week's worth of being active on the app. But if it's 15 points, like, dude, I can like this. Look at this. By me clicking like on this, I just got like 10 points. So it's like, why would I burn bronze tickets to do this when I could just do this for free? Yeah, I'm just holding my tickets. If I need MCP, I can buy some cheap comics in the market. True. Double cool. I don't get any till next season, but I agree the MCP conversion seems really low. Yeah, it is not ideal. What if they drop the multiverse variants that are coming in the new Deadpool movie? That would be great. That would be insane. Yeah, the variants ones, or I don't know. For me, I would like to get like Weapon X, brown suit, classic suit, which is what we're getting right now. Maybe one where he's in his like what's it called, like a leather jacket, the jeans, flannel, like that. I think that was something we looked at last stream. I wouldn't mind those looks, so I'll be pleasantly surprised whatever they drop. But this is, I think Veve did this right. Kid Arcade, what's up, dude? What's good? Kid Arcade, what do you think about this? Actually, sorry for the flashbang there. We'll take a look at it. Good vibes, yes sir. Thank you so much, Crazy Dan. Veve Wheels says, my theory is safe all the points is to save all the points because we don't know what's happening tomorrow. I'm just very happy that they don't expire. I agree. If they did expire, that was going to be pretty upsetting for the drop. Dude, Veve still needs to fix this like locked camera angle. It's like stuck at his feet. If I keep zooming in, it'll just look at some point in space between his legs. I'm assuming that's like the central point of his like character or his like model. Because right now I can't strafe the camera like up and down. Like we have to look at it at this like awkward angle, unless you guys know something I don't. But it looks great. Yeah, you can take off the mask. It's like when they gave us the picture, it looked like this, and I'm like, that does not look very good. But if you actually tilt the camera up and you can see more of his eyes, or I should say down, it looks really good. And then of course the animation. I would say it sounds better. The claws sound better going in than coming out. Come on, put them back in. Yeah, when they sound, it almost sounds like you're actually retracting, you know, 18-inch claws like back into your hands instead of this. Yeah, it almost sounds too quick on the way out, in my opinion. But both sound, it sounds fantastic. 9.5 out of 10, in my opinion. I think they will have a Wolverine secret rare drop with 200 editions. That is when you want to use your MCP points. They could. They very well could do that, like towards the very end, kind of similar to the like Planet Hulk drop. I think that was an ultra rare. I don't think that was a secret rare. I think that was an ultra rare. But that one was different. Like that was like a crafting one. I don't think Wolverine is a craft. I think, like you said, I think the last drop might be a secret rare 200 edition Weapon X outfit or something like that. That would be sick. Well, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious to see how this pans out. I might be overestimating how many MCP points that people are going to use. Because Wes brought up a good point that, like, you know, 1,500 is quite a bit reserved for, you know, MCP users. I spent MCP on comics only. Interesting. Okay. Comics over collectibles. Nice. You can get 15 MCP points every day from a handful of cheap common comics. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, maybe it was like I forgot how the whole thing is. I don't know. It's been forever since I've really looked at like the MCP program and how many points a day you get and stuff. But Wes says I have over 2 million points. I'll still throw 75k at Wolverine. Yeah, that's the we'll see. I'm really curious to see how many points it's going to cost to reserve it, or like to really have it work right. I think there's a lot of people in your camp, West, that are going to be putting in like 75,000 or 50 or 100 or 110, whatever. So I'm just kind of curious how much it is, because you don't have to beat out everybody. You just need to beat out, you know, everyone else. Or just like you don't have to beat out the whales. You just need to beat out the other like people that are in like the, you know, platinum, gold, silver, whatever range. BV Wheel says, that sound is crazy. You're right. It's off by a millisecond. Yeah, like a milli. Come on, like a little bit longer, like sound, like kind of make it sound like he's like intimidating someone, right? Like a slow whatever. But Hulk was the SR for a last one. Okay, prayer. Let me see here. I think you're right. I could have sworn it was an ultra rare. Oh well, yeah. So this drop was a craft. And this was also secret rare. I was talking about the Planet Hulk, which I think was the last like piece to the craft, and that's an ultra rare. This is going for 25 gems. Jeez. This actually has me curious. Like, I'm willing to bet there's some things down quite a bit right now. I don't think this is updated since the announcement that like Wolverine is, you know, has the mask and all that stuff, but we'll see. You know what? Things aren't down as much as I thought they would be. Let's actually zoom in a bit more so you guys can see what the heck's going on. Okay, there. Now it's actually updated. Okay. Big pullback on Edge of Spider-Verse 5. Look what the recorder. What is this? Is this a... Oh, this is like a 007 drop. Okay, from Thunderball. Okay. I'm like, what is this thing? I've never seen this before. I kind of remember now. Honestly, like, there are very few drops I pay zero attention to. And honestly, most of the 007 stuff is what I pay very little to no attention to. Interesting. Giant size X-Men's down a bit. All right, let's see what's up right now. More comics. Darkhawk is going up. Daredevil, Amazing Spider-Man, so Carnage. I think just the floor of a lot of these comics are just getting super thin. Belchor. Fantastic Four #5. First appearance of Doctor Doom. On a slight upswing. It was actually just earlier today going for 8 gems. I guess there was a couple bought. That's my only bit of feedback about stackers. Sometimes these little sections down towards the bottom that actually load the previous transactions. Sometimes it does take a while for them to load, like minutes. Wes says, really dumb Veve doesn't show us how many MCP points we need to secure the drop. To be honest, I think it's just a tech limitation. it would be hard to give a live update on how much MCP you would need to win, you know, the drop. I don't think it's going to work because it's going to show 20,000 for the MCP drop. Because remember, you can change your MCP bid anytime during the 25 minutes that you join the waitlist, right? So I think a lot of people will do is they'll try and bait people into thinking, okay, it's only 20K. And then the last 10 seconds before the drop happens, you just update it to 50K or 75K, and now you can secure the drop. So I do think whales, or just people in general, will like bid less to give like a false sense of security. Like, okay, I already bid 20, I secured the drop. And then you have 1,000 people all update their MCP point bids the last minute of the drop to 30,000. All of a sudden that person gets dropped. So I that's why I don't think the drop would work, or like publicly giving the MCP that, or even if you did lock it in and you can't change it anymore, people that wait later to join the wait list to see how much you need would be like an unfair advantage. So I don't know. I get what you mean. I do think it should be more transparent on how many MCP points were used to like secure the drop. Like, all right, what was the minimum amount to secure the drop? I think there should be more transparency there, but like just telling everyone live what the MCP amount you need to win the drop, I think people would just, as essentially not pump it, like it's almost like a reverse pump and dump, right? It's like you give people the impression that like, okay, it's much lower than it is, and then you bid more to secure it. Yeah, Hulk was 444, 333, and then we all thought the SR was going to be 111, but they changed it in the end to 1800. Yeah, that's what really hurt it. Yeah, I try to forget about the Hulk drop. I'm upset because I had a plan that I was just going to go for the FA. I was not going to chase the crafting mechanic, and I think I won the rare, but not like the ultra rare, and I kind of chased it and bought it. I think I ended up losing like a tiny bit of money overall. It could have been much worse. But I think like, unless you basically won the ultra rare on the drop plus some other stuff, like it was just not a profitable drop to like buy everything in the secondary and craft it. So I think Wolverine will only have 3 rarities like Miles and not 5 like Hulk. Are you talking about this draw? It's just the 1 rarity for Wolverine. Yeah, it's just the 1 rarity. Now the other drops we might get, yeah, there could be a uncommon. Well, we got a rare now, so we could get like a common, uncommon, ultra rare. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like the blind bidding either. Yeah, it's a catch-22. Either it's a blind bid and everyone puts as much or as little as they want. We take whatever's the because essentially the top 1,500 people, whoever bid the most, is going to get it. But I think also having the drop be completely open and people can change your MCP point amounts whenever you want. That's what I would do. I would put in 10,000, and the average would be much lower than it shows. And then the last minute before we get locked out of the drop, you just change it to like 20 or 30 to kind of guarantee it. So that's my take on it. I think there's positives and negatives to both ways, but the way that we have right now is just blind bidding. So if you collect all 5 Hulks, is considered a set. Is it? Is that considered a set? Let me see. Okay, it is a set. Oh, it's like a series, or it is like a set. It's all under like the Hulk like brand, but technically like this is a set, this is a set, this is a set. Like they're all just one of one sets. You had to have all 4 to get the 5th. Correct. Yeah, you had to have all 4 of these to get that. Thanks for the stream, everyone. Like the vid. Heading to bed. I'll keep an eye for other vids. Hey, I think you meant peace or pace. I don't know. But thanks for stopping by, dude. I appreciate it. I know it's a little, my stream is a little bit later now than what it typically is. Like 8 o'clock stream start is a little bit later than I'm used to, but and we're not going to keep it super long. I mostly just wanted to cover, yeah, like Wolverine, other stuff, what's happening in the market. I did want to check on a couple things. I know there's some collectibles that are getting super cheap, like dirt cheap. Like Superman, still the case. It's the same collectibles that I've been talking about for weeks. Yeah, like Joker is almost at an all-time low. It's at 60 right now. It was like 57. That's its all-time low. There's a lot of good collectibles. And if we're talking about... I know we're talking about collectibles a lot. Let's look at some comics. Look at the commons. If I did difference to all-time high, wonder what that would look like. Ever since the Veve comic like website dropped, we're just getting so many just comics just pumped into the ecosystem, taking up space on this website. So it's no longer is it just like, all right, these are comics that we see. We get like a, 4 or 5 days beforehand to kind of like read up on it, see what the comic is about. Now it's just like, boom, hundreds of comics dumped into the store, within a few weeks. Veve will, so they can do the same with Wolverine, but only 3 rarities because he's more popular in the sense of a grail. I would agree. I mean, they did say in the drop, right, that there was 5 rarities, like on the actual... I don't know why this is so zoomed out. Sorry for another flashbang there. Yeah, this is the first of 5 Wolverine collectibles to be released on Veve. Someone did mention technically X-23 is was covering for Wolverine for a time in the comics, so I guess you're right. Technically we could get like 3 of these and then like an X-23 and then like I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm very curious myself on how many what the other collectibles are gonna look like. Yeah, it is 5. It says, yeah, there's the first of 5, but I do think someone mentioned earlier, like X-23 could technically be one. I'm not against that idea. I think it's fine. It's just not ideal. GT Man says, dude, I may be just enough DRK, but as a former football player and wishing I was a Division 1 linebacker player. Okay. And wishing I was a Division 1 linebacker player in Hawaii, smart enough to understand crypto and NFTs. I really enjoy your stream. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, I actually did play in Hawaii long time ago. Probably like, yeah, long time ago. I played football in Hawaii and Wisconsin and Alabama and Stanford and all these places. So yeah, it's not something about I talk about too much because I like geeking out. And I do want sports on Veve because I do want all the sports normies because a lot of my friends are more into like sports than like comics or like superheroes or just like other stuff like that. So but dude, man, I appreciate your kind words. Former football player. Okay. Wishing I was linebacker. Okay. Yeah, crypto and NFTs, it's still something that's like taboo, right? Like I've been telling my friends about Veve and stuff for like, gosh, almost 3 years at this point. And I don't blame them for not understanding or caring. A couple of them got into it a little bit initially and bought a couple drops here and there, played a couple comics. Like one of my friends got like an AF-15 common. I remember he was asking me when it was up to like 800 gems. I'm like, hey, should I sell it? I'm like, it's up to you, dude. Like you pay 10 gems and now it's worth 800. If you want to sell it and cash out, you can totally do that. But I think he ended up just holding it. If they burn these new remaining comics, some of them will be incredibly scarce. Example, some of them only sold like 100 copies. Yeah, it would be extremely scarce. I don't think scarcity is enough though to kind of carry those comics. Like if it's no FA, no significance, like I think we've seen before that just sheer scarcity alone isn't enough to just like carry the value of a comic or a collectible. It has to be popular in some way, shape or form. Veve Wheels, I think this new week site does Except it's comics, so it's also intended that they don't have to burn them. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean, the mint numbers are super low. So I think Marvel knows, hey, like, I mean, they basically have what? Over 2 years of just data that they've collected on Veve. Or if we do this drop, this amount, this price, this, they do all this stuff. And they're like, all right, now we're ready for Veve comics. All right, this new stuff is not going to sell more than a few thousand if we release more. So we're going to do 1,000 editions, all the comics, doesn't matter. It wasn't until recently they actually bumped up some of the mint numbers from 1,000 to 1,500. Like the X-Men 97 #2 comic, there's actually 1,500 editions. So they've actually already bumped up comics, some of them at least. So Big A, what's up, dude? Good evening, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. We're just simping over Wolverine here. No big deal. Nothing to see. Just having fun. So yeah, so because one thing I do want to bring up, and I bring it up, is like everyone's attention and focus is on Wolverine, right? I've already caught myself selling a few things to like kind of just have a little bit more liquidity to be able to grab them in the secondary if needed. But typically whenever a grill like this drops, there's usually other things that are heavily discounted, or at least a very good deal to go after. So like if we look at is this update? Or it's because we have comments. Okay. Like if we look at collectibles and difference from all-time low. So all of these, is this right? Okay, there we go. So all these collectibles I'm showing you right here are pretty much at an all-time low. Like you can go pick these up. They've never been lower than this before, at least since the community has had like public access to the API on Veve. So I mean there's probably a period of time where like Marty's hoverboard or whatever was like less than this, but ever since we've had access to like the actual Veve API, this has been the all-time low. Like Marty's hoverboard's at 15 gems. Starfire it's pretty low. First appearance Doctor Doom, 75 gems. This is one I have been keeping a very close eye on for a while. So it's like let's look at the last 7 days. It's weird because ever since they, I don't want to say ever since they announced Wolverine, but I would assume the Wolverine announcement has probably helped contribute to some people kind of dumping some of their either other grails, or if they do have multiples of like Doctor Doom or multiples of, I don't know, some other FA character that they're going to just sell them, right? Here. Wally. Cat Bronson. Donald and Daisy. Dude, I remember buying mine for way too much. Flash, even though it's connected to Superman, there's technically FA Flash, FA Darth Vader, both Darth Vaders, that common and uncommon, are all-time low. Yeah, a lot of stuff is getting dumped on the market. RoboCop's at an all-time low. Disney D logo, if you like the golden moments, or if you haven't gotten the logo yet. It says scarcity only can't carry a collectible. Donnie, hold my beer. True. It's hard to kind of compare because the landscape in like early 2022 or like, yeah, early 2021 Veve was very different than Veve now, right? If Donnie dropped today, it wouldn't even be a third of the price that it is now. I mean, it could be up there, but I don't think it would be the same value as it is now. What's Donnie going for right now? I'm just gonna look it up here so I don't lose my spot. Donnie, what's he going for? 12,000. It's hard too because this guy only gets like 6 sales a year. I'm actually surprised this many people actually purchased it recently. I mean, not even. Actually, I didn't even look at the years. Yeah, like since 2022, since June of 2022, there's been 3 sales on this thing. So I think it's so scarce. The price fluctuates like way too much for it to like, I don't know. Your boy still stacking them big bird rares. Take a look, cooking them birds. All right, dude. With a comment like that, I gotta look at it. I'll even type in bird. There it is. Big bird rare. Why is it not showing? Oh, there it is. Are you Crypto Hog? Prince, I think that's you, right? And then Mr. 41 actually followed me on Veve. I put up a Vader for sale, not a Vader, a Stormtrooper for sale, and I saw Mr. 41 follow me, and I'm like, that seems super familiar. Yeah. Nice, 212 big birds. Let's go, dude. Dude's about to open up his own KFC, cooking up some big birds. I love it. I'm waiting for C3PO Golden Moment to drop to 70. It very well could. Let's close this. We don't need this anymore. I think we already got the gist of the drop. Dude, trying to find C3PO is a freaking nightmare. Star Wars? I just do Golden Moments? Whoa. What's going on there? Guess I'll do it this way. There's C3PO. Oh, it's C-3PO. I always thought it was C3-PO. That's why. Okay, I'm just an idiot. There we go. Ooh, he did go up a bit. He was at 100. The last couple streams, he was at like 100 even, or like 99 gems. So he has gone up a bit. JKRB, dude, thanks so much for stopping by. And because JKRB is a member, or whatever it's called on YouTube, he can put up those cool emotes. I do need to update those. Stanley Ultra Rare also got a gang of them. Yeah, Stanley Ultra Rares are fantastic. In my opinion, I think my favorite ones are the Ultra Rare and the Uncommon, because it's the Spider-Man, like, you know, logo, or not Spider-Man logo, but like the Spider-Man, like Amazing Spider-Man, like text. Yeah, and this dude's got 96 Stanleys. I dig it, dude. I mean, this is his most famous saying, right? Excelsior. Look at this. Crypto Hog, Crypto Hog, Crypto Hog, Crypto Hog. Wow. My dude's been accumulating. I would lurk on your profile, but we won't do that on this stream. So I appreciate the input there. So I don't know. Are you guys? Sounds like, were you guys more comic book fans or collectible fans? I feel like in some way I've kind of swung the other way for a long time. Initially, I was into collectibles. Then like the last like 2 years, probably a year and a half, I've been into comics. And then more recently, I think because Veve's actually done a slightly better job with like the collectibles, the animation, stuff like that, being a little bit more correct with the mint numbers, I've been starting to like collectibles a bit more. But we'll see. Princess Kang Ultra Rare, awesome. King Ultra Rare also, nice. Bioshock, what's up, dude? Yo, vibes. Yeah, dude, we're just hanging out, talking about Wolverine. Iron Fist. Okay, so first appearance. Wow, actually, first appearance of Sabretooth is doing. Wow, this thing is really moving. It was going for less than 2 gems a week ago. Now it's really pumping. Probably because we're gonna get Sabretooth on the Marvel Mighties drop. So that might be why people are buying this. Holy moly. Wow, there's one guy with 1,500 commons of Sabretooth. Who is this? Is this, oh, I think this is like this whale account, right? Is this like the #1 account on Veve? I thought it was. I thought this was the one. Yeah, this one guy is just buying up like all the freaking Sabertooths. Yeah, this is insane. And those are just the, so it's 1,500 commons, not even including some of these uncommons he bought too. So he bought some uncommons up here too. That is insane. Stacking comics and collectibles, yeah, do both. Yeah, I've been noticing more recently. I've been getting more. I mean, then again, I did spend a decent amount on comics yesterday at midnight. So there is that. I did spend a decent amount. Oh yeah, I forgot to go over that. I sold a few comics. I sold, I think, a mint 77. Which one was it? It was one of these. I'm trying to remember which one. Like an Edge of Spider-Verse one. I know I sold a mint 77 something, and I sold it for like 50 gems, which paid for a good amount. Like I ended up selling, I think, 3 comics for a total of like 80 gems, which paid off most of these. I'm not a big like mint number person or anything like that, so if I do get like a 2-digit mint or a mint number that looks good, I'll just sell it, give it to a collector that will pay a premium and appreciates mint numbers, take that money and either buy something else or just, you know, buy 2 or 3 more commons of the same comic, and now I own more of what I already like. Adro says collectibles. Okay. I will say with collectibles, it's hard because it's so subjective, right? Like Veve could do a great on one collectible and then completely butcher the other. And that's kind of like the unfortunate thing. It's really hard to mess up a comic. Actually, you can't really mess up a comic for the most part, as long as the cover looks the same and all that stuff, right? So that's one nice thing about comics, is that you can expect the consistency of it. Okay, being quality, the, you know, mint numbers, and like the price can move around a bit. But with collectibles, it's definitely all over the place. So it's kind of a drawback. Big A says definitely collectibles. Comics are boring. The biggest thing that onboards new people to Veve is seeing collectibles in AR. I agree. For the normies out there, they love AR. They love the collectibles and Wolverine and T-Rex and Miles Morales and you know, whatever else they can you know, that they know about. I think comics is more of an acquired taste. The more you're on Veve, the more you see the comics, you see other content creators talking about it. Okay, this is the inception, and it's kind of a cool thought to have. Like if you're a big Spider-Man fan, or if you're a big fan of like Daredevil or something like that, like getting the comic, it's like, all right, this the whole idea of Daredevil started with this comic, right? Like the inception of Wolverine or X-Men or whatever it is. It's really cool to like have the comic digitally. That like, oh, the whole 40, 50, 60 year history of this character started with this comic, and I own it. I think that's pretty cool. But I do agree. You start with the collectibles, you grab a bunch of stuff, and then you're like, oh, okay, the comics are pretty cool too. It's kind of like a step up. It's almost like, all right, not so much you graduated from like collectibles to comics, but it's like definitely comics are like an acquired taste. Let's say that. Veve Fan says platinum will be better than golden. Saving my MCP for the platinum Mandalorian and platinum Grogu. Bro, this dude's got some insider knowledge at Veve. Clearly, he's got platinum moments, Grogu and Mandalorian, Mando. I think those will do fantastic. And do you guys think those are going to come out around May the 4th? I think Veve fans, I think that's what Veve fans is banking on. May the 4th. I kind of hope we don't get like a platinum moments Mando and Grogu. Just give us normal Mando and Grogu. Do one drop. Secret rare Grogu, ultra rare Mando, blind box, you get one or the other. That's it. Though I do think people do want to pair up their Mando with their Grogu, right? It would kind of suck if there was like 3,000 Mandos and like 1,000 Grogus. Like there wouldn't be enough Grogus to go around. So more than likely, if they did do a drop like that, I think there'd be a good amount for people to, you know, get what they want. Mark D says, I was heavy on collectibles for 2.5 years, but I've gone Gaga for Comic Sense. I'm enjoying the new site, the comic reader, the low mintage modern stuff immensely. Me too. I got very lucky with this Edge of Spider-Verse. Apparently this is a 1 of 25 variant of the Edge of Spider-Verse like comic. So this one's pretty scarce in real life. Too bad it's got butchered all the way down to 18 gems. I mean, this thing was selling for like, it's kind of floating around between like 30 to 50 like on drop day. But yeah, this thing went all the way down to 18 gems. What else did I have? Oh yeah, I got the rare on the Addiction #2 comic. I think that's like the worst one technically, other than like the common, because everyone always wants the ones with the Veve logo on it, right? So yeah, all of these I got on drop. I don't think I bought any of these in the secondary market. Yeah, all of these, I'm starting to really like this Peach Momoko art stuff. It's definitely like a unique style. Why do you think the quality of these Marvel collectibles are so hit or miss? I think it's just whatever studios they use to make these, like outsource them. The reason why the DC ones look so good, like, I mean, you look at some of these early drops, right? I mean, we'll just reverse this. So release date. And you flip this, or I'll flip it again. Like, you look at some of these collectibles, like, you know, like Becky Cloonan, like, looks really good. Same thing with all these other, like Joker looks great. The reason for that is because all these, from what I've heard, all these are black and white series. Like, these are actually statues that exist in real life. So they already have like the 3D rendering or like model of it, of these characters, in order to like make the mold and, you know, make the collectibles, the toys or whatever you want to call it. But with Marvel, I don't think they have anything like that. So I don't think Veve has any like 3D models that they could work off of like they do DC, which is why like the DC collectibles, look, the art style looks very consistent. The quality is relatively consistent. They all look great. You know, you look at these, like, I mean, looking at it now, I mean, some of these Harleys are pretty good detail. Like, even if you like look at her hair and stuff like that and her like clothes, like it's very unique and very cool looking. But with some of the Marvel stuff, I just don't think they have like the 3D assets to work with. Plus it's like they're probably using various studios to make these 3D models and put it on Veve, so it's like there's kind of a lack of consistency there. I'm just 110% speculating, so I have no idea. But yeah, I mean, you look at some like the Marvel characters, especially the female characters, they just do not look very good, unfortunately. So if we like look up Storm, both like X-Men Storm and Sue Storm, the quality is just like lacking. Yeah, it's just like not as good as compared to like the DC ones. And the DC drops have slowed down a lot. I actually kind of prefer it that way. Like the DC drops we've been getting recently, we haven't gotten too many, but the ones we do get are good. Like we've gotten Green Lantern, we've gotten Darkseid. Like we're actually getting significant characters rather than just a bunch of random stuff, or Harley Quinn #16 or Batman #57. Like I'd rather have DC have a drop every quarter and have it actually be like a significant character, rather than just vomit Batman series #7. Here's 5 more Batmans, 5 different artists, and go get it. Like, I got X-Men 97 Common Mint 999, nice, and X-Men #2 SR 999 last night. Awesome, dude. Worth waking up at 3 a.m. for the drop. Yeah, it's midnight for me, but yeah, for some of you guys that are probably like East Coast, that's tough. Waking up at 3 a.m. and not only, it's not just you wake up and you buy until it sells out and you're done, right? It's like you wake up, you buy, you realize you don't have a common, or you really want the rare, so you got to wait 20 minutes on the Veve website to then buy it if you want that, right? Or you might have to wait till someone actually lists it for a price that you want, because sometimes the prices are like, you know, it's like, oh, buy this common for 47 gems. That's like the lowest one. It's like, you're not buying that. You got to wait till it gets lower. So it's not just like a, you know, you wake up, you do it for 5 or 10 minutes and you're done. It's like, it could go up to an hour. Like I was awake until 1 a.m. last night, like going for the drops and then trying to sell certain comics that I wanted to because I feel like they were going to do well. But Mark D, I'm very excited to display my stuff in the Veveverse home space whenever they feel like it's ready. That will be fun. Yeah, dude, it would be awesome to do that. I hope I'm on the next waitlist, not waitlist, or like the next, I don't know, whitelist or whatever to like go test it out or whatever. It sounds like a lot of fun. I just hope it's not just like a glorified showroom. It obviously it kind of sounds like it is now, but there's other stuff you can do as well. I just hope they just give us as many tools as possible to like play around. So, hey Moon, sup vibes? Gonna watch your stream from the start. It's morning for you. Jeez, well, good morning. Make sure to put the stream on ×2 speed. Do you guys do that too? Am I the only one? I don't think I'm the only one that does that. When you guys watch a YouTube video or like a stream or just anything, do you guys put it on like 1.25 speed or like 1.5 or something that's like ×2 speed? I do that all the time, and it's actually gotten so bad that like sometimes I'll end up start talking fast and sometimes I like stumble over my words. I've gotten much better about it recently, but before it was pretty bad because I like my entire life was just like ×2 speed, and I just got so used to talking, or so used to people talking like fast and I could still comprehend it, that I started talking that way. And like I actually had to have like clients or friends and stuff like that like, bro, slow down, like I can't even hear what you're saying. Doom Mighty 71. Doom, come on, display. D says, I want to, is it Rhodium Grogu, Mando, or Terminator? What's that? Is that actually a thing, or is that Rhodium Grogu? All right, what is this like rhodium? Chemical element, one of the platinum metals. Is that a misspelling? Because you want a Grogu made of metal? Or Terminator? Interesting. I feel like you're trolling me, D, but yeah, let's take a look at Dr. Doom. Yeah, 71, 72 gems. Yeah, dude, he's low. He's at an all-time low. And there's 5,000 mints, but Dr. Doom is... I think he's up there pretty high with top fictional characters. Not to the level of like Darth Vader or Joker, but I think Dr. Doom is like a top 10. If we're talking about fictional villains of all time, like fictional villains. I think he's up there. Maybe top 15. I don't know about top 10, but... Do you stop it? Grogu should be green, not metallic Grogu. The most valuable of all precious metals is rhodium, higher than platinum and golden. Ah, okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, my quick Google search didn't tell me how much it was worth, but interesting. So we're gonna have, am I spelling it correctly or pronouncing it? Let's see, hold on, give me a sec. Why is it not production? Pronunciation. Let's see. All right, let's listen to this. Hold on.
Rhodium.
Rhodium. Okay, so it is rhodium. I mean, rhodium moments in 2030, because we're gonna go golden, then platinum, then diamond, then whatever else after that, then rhodium. We're gonna get rhodium in 2030, confirmed. No gold, platinum, just green Grogu. Yeah, I'd rather have a normal Grogu rather than like a moments thing. But I remember my mom used to collect these. Do you guys remember this thing called Precious Moments? I'm sure it's probably more of a boomer thing, or more of you guys that are a bit older. But I think you get Precious Moments. It was like these weird, like porcelain doll looking things, and it was supposed to like kind of capture, you know, moments in usually your child's life, but it can be adults too. Yeah, I don't know, it's just like these, we didn't have these specific ones. I don't know, like my mom used to like collect these. Obviously she doesn't have them anymore because they would break kind of easily, and I'm pretty sure we broke like half of them. Me and my brothers. Yeah, and they're mostly like, you can clearly tell like they're mostly like Christian based or something like that. I'm assuming that's the company that makes them, stuff like that. So yeah, and I don't know why I randomly thought of that. Those are clearly not made of rhodium, so it doesn't matter. I'll take that, Hamoon. Let's go. Just wait till they're gonna start Doom in the MCU. I feel like he's gonna be bigger than Thanos. He is, I mean, he isn't like arguably in the comic books, but we'll see how they play it out. Diamond after diamond, we go back to wooden moments. Yeah, we'll go to styrofoam. We'll go to like paper mache moments, so it's like very thin. Then we're gonna go to like styrofoam moments. Then I don't even know what's popsicle stick moments. That's what it should be. Popsicle sticks, just something made out of it. It breaks very easily. The more you look at it, the higher chance it is of breaking apart. No, we don't want that. My aunt collected those. They were cool. They did look, the craftsmanship is very well done, like on those little like precious moments. It's just like for a little while, I think my mom put them in places that like we couldn't reach for a long time, and then eventually, like, you know, once you get old enough with your brothers, like you're fighting, you're like throwing shit across the room, stuff like that. So it's bound to happen that one of them's gonna ding a precious moment and like fall down. So I have those precious moment things right in front of me. Nice, Jeff. Okay. I feel like if you talk about precious moments and you know what they are, you might be dating yourself a little, but it's all right. I love you guys. My mama had those when I was younger. Yeah, see, I think it's, yeah, those were very popular. And I think the ones that were showing there were, you know, mostly like kind of Christian or like Catholic things. So that shows like your first like Holy Communion, your first like confirmation, like you getting married, and then like a bunch of other stuff too. So yeah, like those were cool. I think we just so happened to like break enough of them. My mom kind of stopped caring to replace them, and then I wonder if she still has a few of them. They're definitely not displayed, but she might still have some. Only character I like more than Wolverine is X-23. She's my all-time fave. Interesting. What do you like about her? I'll be honest, I don't know enough about her at all. All I know is that she's some like offspring, not like the direct offspring of Wolverine, but like same, I don't know if it's a clone or they use like genetic material, or they just, he was just like a sperm donor, and so I have no idea. So I need to do more research on that. Oh yeah, X-23. Glass moments. Oh yeah, dude. Aluminum foil moments. That's what I want. I want some aluminum foil moments. A variant of Wolverine drop? Yeah, there could be. I wouldn't be surprised if that was one of the drops. I wouldn't be against it. It'd be another FA. So that's big. Invisible moments? You mean like this? I think you guys know which ones I'm gonna. This one. This is an invisible moment right here. It's a little, I won't say upsetting, but I really wish Veve did another April Fool's drop. This one was hilarious. It was a perfect drop, like 1,000 editions. They're 1 gem each. It was one of those things where I think it was an unannounced drop. It's either like you just knew it was going to happen or not. I could be wrong, but I kind of wish they did more of this kind of stuff. More fun drops, things like that. We already had one of those, him and the invisible. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so you already knew, D. I swear, I did not read ahead in chat. Like I just immediately went to there. The longest time I thought the precious moments were made by Hallmark, but maybe. I don't know who they were made by. All I know is that they're called precious moments. So it wouldn't surprise me. Wolverine Sabretooth series on Veve is known as the most violent series ever. Wolverine Sabretooth series on Veve is one of the most violent series ever. Well written, and I only hear how much comic readers love it. Okay. Wolverine Sabretooth. Are you talking about... Do Saber, see if that populates anything. Whoa. Is it a series? Let me see here. series on Veve is known as the most violent series ever. Well written. How much readers love it. Are you talking about? Did it release recently? Wolverine 47. What comic is that, Pasternak? It sounds like it's off this website, right? Whoop, that's not what I wanted. Oh, we gotta do this. Back out of it completely and then do Wolverine. I could have sworn I thought I saw like a Wolverine versus Sabretooth like comic in here or something like that, but maybe I'm just completely misremembering. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Sounds like they would be, Jeff. Yes, sir. Visible Moments only made John Cena collectibles. That's the only place I still see precious moments. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I would love that if we got some wrestlers too. I mean, there's a lot of things I still. It's been so long since I've watched any wrestling, but it's like, dude, I would love a Stone Cold Steve Austin, a Booker T, Sting, Goldberg, Kevin Nash. That's kind of like the era I grew up in. Was like the NWO era and all that stuff with like wrestling. That's the era I grew up with. Like WWF and WCW. Like there was like two different channels or two different like platforms you can like watch wrestling on, which was awesome. And they all had their own like wrestling thing. So I remember the ad for them on the last or back page of some magazine my mom had. I forget which magazine though. Yeah, it's crazy to think, dude. I don't know why I randomly thought about this the other day too, but you guys remember getting like holiday or like Christmas like gift magazines where like I remember my mom used to get these, probably, I don't know, it was just our house. I don't know if it was my mom or my dad, but we used to get these like thick, like, I don't know what you call them, like catalogs, like Christmas catalogs, you know, thick, kind of like that thick, and tons of pages, and they all had numbers on it, right? It was like 1A to 1B, blah blah, and it was just pages and pages and pages and stuff. And then you could like put it in order by like on the very back of the catalog or maybe whatever it was, but there's like a thing you could like fill out and like submit it in the mail and they'll send you the stuff. And yeah, I'm trying to remember that that thing, but I just remember seeing it. I remember that was one of my favorite parts of like Christmas when I had, you know, time off school and all that stuff. I would just like flip through the catalog. I'm like, oh, that's cool, oh, that's cool, until I look at the price tag and I'm like, oh, that looks cool, and it's like $150. I'm like, there's no way I'm getting that. So at least my mom won't buy it for me. So Attitude Era was the best. Yes, sir. Wish Book from Sears. Was that it? Wish Book? Book. Sears. Catalog. I'll do that. Yeah, that looks familiar. Let's go ahead and pull it up here. God, we're talking about the most random things today. I apologize, guys. We're like supposed to talk about Wolverine. Now we're talking about Christmas catalogs. Christmas catalogs? This is what we're doing? Yeah, these look pretty familiar. Like these like catalog books from Sears. Wow, 1993. Look at that. 1980? Jeez. 1973. That is crazy. Well before I was born. Interesting. Yep, this is kind of like those like catalogs. I remember using those. I will say this. Not to toot my own horn here, or just kind of talk about our generation. So I think I'm technically on the tail end of like the millennial generation. I think ours is one of the better generations because we grew up playing outside and doing all that stuff, and we remember cassette tapes and catalogs and Walkmans and all that kind of stuff. VHS, like I remember all that stuff, but I also kind of like up to date with technology and crypto and like all this stuff. So it's like I kind of know what the world was like before and then after, and then most of you guys too, right? Even if you were a part of is it, what's before our generation? Is it Gen Z? Yeah, like Gen Z. Yeah, so like Gen Z is just before millennials, so you guys are kind of in the same boat too. You kind of know what life was like before the internet, or at least the very, very early stages of internet, where like hardly anyone had it. So yeah. I still think life without internet was the best. It was fantastic, I will say that. It definitely made playing video games more fun because there wasn't like infinite online guides and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. Now games get figured out in days, you know. They're like a new MMO releases or a new video game or this or that, and like literally within a span of like a few days or weeks, like you can get a full guide on how to beat the game, what's the best build, what's the best items, you know, do this, do that, do it on this day. Like everything is figured out. So that's just kind of the world we live in now. It's a curse and a strength. Your local scalper, what up, vibes? Hope all is well. My AZ brother, yes sir. It's definitely starting to get a bit warmer here. I will say the last few weeks, or even like a couple months, weather's been like perfect here. A few days I've been going out like on walks and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, that weather is literally perfect. You know, on a few hikes, but it's starting to get a bit warmer, and I think in about a month it's gonna start getting uncomfortably hot. Right now the weather's perfect, but in about a few weeks to a month, it's not gonna be comfortable. At times, yes, Jeff, I agree. Who remembers Nintendo Power? Nintendo Power. Is that like the Game Genie thing? Is that a thing? Nintendo Power? Nintendo Power. Oh, it's like a magazine thing. Okay, yeah, I remember that. I remember going into the magazine aisle at a lot of like grocery stores, at like Safeway or whatever. There's like a magazine aisle. And you'd go there, you go to find the game magazines, you need to flip through them and see new games and stuff like that. And if you were lucky, sometimes there's like a demo disc inside, and you can either just take it or buy the magazine and like take it with you. We would do that all the time. We would go to like, I don't even know where, but a bunch of little grocery stores. They had like a magazine aisle. Go there, grab like the gaming magazines, coupons, things like that, or grab like a demo disc. So we would do that a lot. Or you would go to GameStop or like Game Crazy, and like you would like subscribe to like a mailer or like a magazine thing, and like I don't know, there's a whole bunch of stuff. So Sony Shockwave was the go-to Walkman. Yes sir. Your local scope. We just had a snowstorm April 1st. Wow, yeah, that is a snowstorm. That's tough. BV Wheels, the comics will be more enjoyable if we could put them in AR with collectibles. That way, that's one way to separate the markets. If not, comics will get all the love. Yeah, I mean, arguably, I mean, right now comics have their own website. I mean, just the new stuff. But yeah, I do think comics need a little bit more utility or a little bit more going for it. AR is nice. I'm just not sure what other utility they could do to it to like help enhance it. AZ is warm, they said. Yes, they yeah, it's starting to get a little toasty. Not quite yet, but it's starting to definitely get a little toasty. People are sleeping on the fact that you can buy a physical Aquaman on McFarlane Toys and get the digital code. Pretty sure it will be an FA, and the physical toy is super cheap. Interesting. I did hear about that. I did watch someone posted on X, like there's a speech that Todd, like the actual Todd McFarlane gave about like digital collectibles, and you know, kind of having a picture of your grandchild and like, you know, using that as a reference. Yeah, no, it was a very good speech, and they did talk about like buying the physical and getting like a digital collectible counterpart, which I think is super cool. Yeah, those demo discs were the best. There were some good games on there. There's a lot of really good games. Some of my favorite games were on those demo discs. It was just tough because some of the games on that demo either like weren't released yet, or they were only released in like certain regions, or sometimes your, you know, local game shop like ran out of copies, or they just didn't order any for whatever reason. That it was kind of weird back in the day. Not as weird as like the very early days of gaming when we're talking about like Atari, and like there was like no licensing restrictions. People were just making video games about anything and everything, and like it was crazy. You're looking, yeah, man. We got like 4 inches up here. Yeah, that is That is nuts. I'm just over here in Snobsdale hanging out, so. All right, yeah. And you guys have any questions? Because I did want to keep the stream relatively short. I mean, it's also getting a little bit late for my taste, at least for a stream. So, Mark D says McFarlane's speech rant was epic. He's a true king. Yeah, dude, he's awesome. He speaks with like just such conviction. He just knows, right? He also explained it very well about digital assets being, you know, an important thing. I think I like how he prefaced it where it's like, look, you know, because you don't like digital, it doesn't mean you need to go on all these platforms or tell all these people that they're idiots for buying digital, this and that. He kind of made an analogy about how he, you know, doesn't like Brussels sprouts, you know, but if he goes to a grocery store, he doesn't like grab the manager and like chew him out for selling Brussels sprouts. I don't like Brussels sprouts. I don't want my kids having Brussels sprouts. Why are you serving this here? Blah, blah. You know, it's kind of the same thing here, right? It's like, why bash people for buying digital? So he kind of like prefaced that and then talked about the digital aspect. It saves space. You know, if you have a tiny apartment, you can't really collect a whole lot of physical stuff, right? Without losing some of that space. And then in addition to that, you know, the shipping is just a nightmare. You know, a $5 toy, but it costs $25 to ship. You know, 80% of your money is just the shipping, not even the toy itself. You know, why save a bit, you know, why do that when you can save a ton of money and get it digitally, save the shipping and the issues that come with it. When you drive for 2 hours and the temperature changes 60 degrees, you know you're in AZ, pretty much. That and like, I'd say like California, there's a few places in the US that are kind of like that, where you drive 2 hours in a direction, like temperature changes a lot. I don't know about 60 degrees, but in California, there's some places you can go to where it's very warm and then you're up in the mountains 2 hours later. Jamie, you're in Snobsdale too? You mean, it's not Snobsdale. I guess it is Snobsdale. Snobsdale, that's great. I haven't heard that yet. Yeah, Snobsdale is a good one. I could have sworn there's another nickname about Scottsdale, kind of similar to Snobsdale. I'm trying to remember the name. If I remember, I'll bring it up next stream or something like that. But yeah, Snobsdale is yeah. There's a reason why it's like, other than like Hollywood, like the actual city Hollywood, it's like top 3 for plastic surgery. Like Scottsdale is up there for, it's like one of the biggest cities for like plastic surgery. So unsurprisingly, I'll probably sell a few more Stormtroopers. What are Stormtroopers doing right now? What's the price? $19.99. Yeah, dude, these Stormtroopers, I wish I bought more. I bought 11, sold 2 like a week or so after the drop, and then I just sold probably another 2 or 3 more today. I'm a little afraid because I feel like these could get stacked very hard, and like you blink and the next thing you know, these are at 35, because there are a handful of whales that are stacking this like pretty hard. Let's take a quick look and then probably call it a stream. Stormtroopers. Yeah, there's one person with 993 Stormtrooper, almost 1,000. They're 7 away from getting 1,000. That is insane. I mean, even assuming the guy bought all the Stormtroopers for 10 gems, which he didn't, that's 10 grand on just Stormtroopers, right? Stormtroopers alone. You probably spend it somewhere a little bit closer to like 15 to like 17, like probably 15 to 16 grand on just Stormtroopers. I'm assuming you probably got a lot below 15 and then probably some right now like closer to 20. So low mint Nick on X has 1,000. Okay, maybe he hasn't. Right, I mean it should be, he should be on here, right? Like registered on here. I could have sworn this shows all wallets, but if you are like registered on Stacker, it'll actually put your name here if you wish. Interesting, it's not showing him on here as like a top holder if he has over 1,000. Oh. Well, I am stoked for Wolverine. And I'll do more streams between now and the Wolverine drop. I'll probably do a stream either Friday or Saturday. I know my Collectibles is doing a stream that day. Now I might do a drop stream that day. I'm not 100% certain. I might either just do my own, or if I'm too tired, I'll just not do it, or I might join MC. I have no idea, but we'll have to figure it out. I wish the Stormtrooper SR would see some love. Yeah, what's it doing right now? $200. Oh yeah, it's doing well. I mean, it's already done a, what do you call it? It's already done what, a 20x since it's dropped. That's really freaking good since it's dropped. Yeah, I mean, it's already done a 20x from its drop. So I think the SR is doing fantastic. Yeah, part of the issue is it's hard to stack, right? I mean, there's still this guy that has 10 of them, but yeah, I think it's doing fine for what it is. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out. Pretty badass. I like it. You know what's funny? At first, I thought the eyes looked a little, I think it's just the angle. I thought the eyes looked a little too far apart, and I was thinking like Sid the Sloth from Ice Age. I'm like, I was almost gonna like post a picture as like a joke, but I watched it again. I'm like, okay, it looks normal. It's just like this angle, it kind of looks like the eyes are a little too far apart, but I think it looks perfectly fine. Like this. So anyway, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Please double and triple check all of your listings. There's gonna be a lot of buying and selling going on, so please don't accidentally sell something expensive for cheap or do anything like that. So hope you guys take care. Hang out with you guys next time, and yeah, double